While family-friendly, our content is not intended for children. We commonly feature scenes of fantasy violence and other mature, though clean themes.
Hello everyone, I'm Hlan, the Dwarven Wild Mage Sorcerer. These are my friends who are sitting around the campfire. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I am Como, the poison dragonborn barbarian.
And I'm Xy Faeth, the bardic Asmir of the group.
And I am Ghost, the dungeon master. I play everyone who is more interesting than those people just mentioned. So I just had kind of a chuckle because it sounded like you were saying a dragon type poisonborn.
No, it's the other way around.
That is poisonborn with the dragon element.
I don't know which one would be more powerful.
Poisonborn, I think the dragon element.
Hey, gotcha.
But you specialize in dragon magic.
Actually, dragon magic is supposed to be powerful. Yeah, so we're sitting by a campfire. What's going on?
All right, so you sit down at a campfire. There's 3 dudes there. And they were just asking you guys to explain your story, where you came from.
Like, we come from the future. I don't know. I actually do say that. Like, we come from the future.
I facepalm. I think they're not gonna believe this.
So they say, how far in the future?
Good question. Do you guys remember how far in the future we come from?
No, I don't.
We come from a time when the Jotun aren't ruling the land anymore, as far as we can tell.
They aren't ruling?
No, they're
They look
gone.
at each other in surprise,
Mm-hmm.
and then fist bump. So, awesome.
Actually, since we were asked something, I'm like, hey, do one of you guys have like a dagger or anything on you?
They all have daggers on them.
I'm like, can we trade daggers? I have like one dagger that's from the future, and I was asked to bring back something from the past.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, yeah. One of them trades his dagger with you.
Okay.
It's not a very nice dagger.
Okay, that's okay. I will cherish this dagger forever.
It looks like it's like 100 years old.
Already?
Yeah, like so it's going to be even older.
Oh.
But yeah, this looks like something that people have been keeping hidden for a while and like polishing, and it looks like it's old, but it hasn't really been used probably.
Gotcha. So it's not as good as my other daggers?
Statistically speaking, it is identical to your other dagger.
It just looks crappier.
It just looks older, but I mean, technically, it'll be an incredible antique in the future.
Oh, okay. I asked him, like, so what's the story behind the dagger looking old and not used for a while? Like, are you guys not allowed to make weapons?
So they explain that they aren't allowed to make or carry weapons in the city under the eyes of the Jotun, provided that unless they are one of the kind of trader sellouts who work for and with the Jotun.
Oh,
so
okay.
like ordinary people can't have any weapons. So as you look at all their other weapons, you see that they are pretty, like they don't look necessarily bad. I mean, there's a dwarf in the group. He did a good job. but he obviously didn't have particularly, he didn't have a proper workshop.
Yeah.
And so, like, things are bound with rope rather than having an actual proper thing. And there's nothing as complicated as, like, they don't have like a sword kind of thing. It's obviously just like a bar of steel that has been pared down rather than actually forged into a sword.
Gotcha.
So the way that the city works, as they're kind of talking to you about it, is that there's kind of areas of the city that are very strictly controlled, but also the Jotun don't consider humans, dwarves, elves. Well, elves technically they consider a threat, but no one's really sure about why that is. But humans, dwarves, other races that they don't intrinsically hate, they don't really consider them that much of a threat to watch too closely. And that's why it's not that difficult to kind of escape the work gangs. However, everywhere else in the city is made extremely, like, if you're not in the area where you would be working, you're in the area where the Jotuns' various super dangerous beasts and magical creatures are roaming around.
Gotcha.
So there are people. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Oh, well, just he is saying that essentially the only people who are actually running around and trying to defy the Jotun also then have to contend with avoiding and or fighting creatures that they often don't even know what they are, possibly brought from around the empire or maybe beyond in some cases.
Interesting.
I asked them, what's the what about Dragonborn?
So they say that they haven't seen a Dragonborn in a really, really long time. And they had heard that all of the Dragonborn had been wiped out.
By the Jotun, I'm guessing.
Yes, that's what they assume.
Oh. I asked them, is is there a reason why they hate them so much?
They have no idea. But it's kind of similar with so elves, they don't necessarily kill elves on sight, but they will deport them forcibly or kill them that they've witnessed themselves. So there are no longer any elves in Firelight as far as they know, unless they are hiding or in hiding. So there weren't that many, to their knowledge, there weren't that many Dragonborn in Firelight to begin with. But they are, if what happened to the elves happened to them, there probably are none left.
What about people that look like her? And I point to Xy Faeth.
They're just kind of shrug, and I mean, you mean women? I mean, there's still about 50% of us are women.
Not quite.
Okay, so you just look like a normal human.
To a normal person who isn't a scholar or anything like that, she just looks like she's a very good-looking woman. That's kind of it.
Or a very ugly dwarf woman.
Yes.
Um,
a very frail and scrawny dwarf woman.
Okay, I asked them, like, do they so
in order for dwarves to pick their mates, they have like strongman competitions.
It's all about the hips. I asked them, like, so what if if a person is not a dwarf or a human, then basically they're kind of treated special in the sense that the Jotun don't like them at all. Generally, is that correct?
They shrug. They suppose that's
Okay.
what it seems like.
Do the Jotun have a way of like telling if people are like different, like if a person's like a sorcerer or a magic user?
They say that it does seem like the Jotun target sorcerers and magic users.
Mm-hmm.
Like they, so they've been in captivity, their whole lives, but they've heard of that there used to be a lot more people who were sorcerers and magic users, and that the Jotun didn't bother capturing them; they just killed them outright.
Mm-hmm. They have a weakness to magic?
They just shrug and say they have no idea. None of us can do magic.
Okay.
Mm.
And just to confirm, the big guys that are walking around by the walls and stuff like that, that's a Jotun, right? That's not like one of their creatures. That's the actual giant Jotun.
Yeah, they nod. And they
okay.
say it's a sobering sight.
Mm.
All right. Well, that's kind of neat. So what do we do from here?
They say, well, we have some plans that we've been working on. I don't know if you would have it in your hearts to aid us in this, in our work. We can only do so much, but we can at the very least slow down the work and try and keep the most vulnerable from being executed for working too slowly and things like that. Get food and medicine to the people who need it. That's basically what we do, and to try and just undermine the things that they're working on.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I asked them, are you guys the only ones? Are there any others?
They say that they tell you kind of that there is a bit of a network that's working in the city. But it's very kind of spread out, and it's little pockets of 2 or 3 people.
How many? Do you know how many exactly?
They're not quite sure how many there are.
Oh, okay.
They're not the leaders or organizers of it.
Mm-hmm. So what are the Jotun trying to build? Is it just maintenance of the city, or are they trying to actually make something?
Well, they say that what they are doing right now seems to be excavating underneath the keep. And they're not really sure why they're doing that. But basically, that's what they've been doing for a really long time. It's just excavating down there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess one more question for me then, and that would be, do you know about the person named Carm Stonehelm?
So they say that they don't know of a Carm Stonehelm particularly, but they do know of the name Stonehelm.
Okay.
And they say that in legend, that was the old High Kings, the human High Kings, commander of, like, hereditary commander of all the armies of Firelight.
Oh, okay. Before the Jotun rolled in.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm up for helping you guys out, but my previous experiences with the Jotun have been not very good.
So they have a few things that they're working on. Mm-hmm. They were about to deliver some food to some people that needed it, but they also are working on getting through a certain area of the sewers. They've been kind of slowly working to clear out the strange sewer creatures in order to extend their route, the possible routes that they can take. And they are saying that they actually could probably, do the food stuff without their help, because they're much better at being sneaky through the city than you guys are.
Yeah.
But one thing that you guys could do for them is if you could clear out some of the creatures in the sewers that are making their life really difficult down here, they would really appreciate it.
Sure. What kind of creatures are we talking about?
So they've seen a lot of giant rats.
Okay.
And basically the giant rats are very territorial and hungry all the time, and have a very good sense of smell.
Yep.
And they're good at being sneaky people, but they're not super strong fighters. And they just need the rats killed.
Sure.
Instead of having to work so hard to avoid them.
Yeah. No worries. I've dealt with giant rats during my training back home, which, it should be all right. We can do that. I think we can take out giant rats.
So they say that if you guys take out the giant rats, they will show you to a chamber that they have found in the sewers that will be much safer to get to once the giant rats are destroyed.
Okay.
And they aren't really sure what kind of chamber it is. It seems to be some mysterious thing from that's been designed into the sewers for they're not really sure what purpose.
Okay.
But they can basically show you this kind of mystery room that might have some sort of secret or something that might be useful to you guys.
Sure. That sounds good.
Cool.
Okay. Let's go find these giant rats and kill them.
Let's do it.
And then we'll meet up with you guys after, I guess.
They salute you guys, and then they prepare to get going back up the ladder to go do their business.
Gotcha.
So there are, I'm assuming you guys have some sort of lights in your inventory. I know dwarves can see in the dark.
Yeah, except like I had a birth defect, so I can't actually see in the dark too well. But I do have torches.
I do have a torch, yeah.
I have the cantrip light, which turns any item I touch into basically a torch.
I thought both of you guys had dark vision.
I don't know. Do Dragonborn have that?
No, Dragonborn don't have that.
Oh, Dragonborn don't have dark vision? That's
no, they don't have dark vision.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
No, I only have my breath and damage resistance.
He only has dragon vision.
Does he see butterflies and unicorns all the time?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the pyro.
That work? I have my poison breath, and then someone ignites a fire in front of my mouth. Would that work?
For what?
Well, I'm gonna say no, because if we say that it's flammable now, then the sheer volume of gimping that will result from you utilizing this as a poison fire breath attack every single time. So I'm just going to say no, it's not flammable.
It's kind of like Naruto, where he always just uses the shadow clone in every single battle. Because it's his trademark, so he needs to use it.
He does that every time?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty
In the
much.
beginning.
Yeah.
Later on, he does other stuff, but yes.
For the most part,
Basically,
it's
like,
Shadow Claw.
You know what? Shadow clones. Oh, that didn't work. You know what we should try again? Shadow clones. Oh, that didn't work. What about more shadow clones?
How many can you make at a time? Like per move?
I don't
lot.
know.
It's just a lot.
Like per move.
However many he wants, as long as he has chakra.
It's chakra. Okay, this is like a deep dive here for people. Some people really won't care, but it's depending on how much chakra he is able to invest at the time. He kind of has an emotional tap on his chakra stores. So if he is feeling extremely, worked up or whatever, passionate about something, then he can generate more. If he's not as much, he generates less and they're weaker.
So he's the emotional type.
Yeah. Much like Como.
Why are you growling out of nowhere?
He just started growling just to show his dominance.
I don't exist in the content. In the context, I only like the things that I say as the DM. It's not like there's a voice speaking to your character.
Did you
But
just...
now there is. Now there's a voice speaking to Como saying, "You're the emotional one."
Did you just like lift up your fists to heaven and you're like,
No, he started growling up the fire. He was like,
are you jealous of the fire, Como?
There's a face in the fire and it says, "You're a pansy."
Got him.
So anyways, let's go do some rat hunting.
All right. So as you're moving, there's basically only one way to go.
Mm-hmm.
You had kind of forgotten about her, but there's like a little shriveled up old crone that manages the other guy's gear here.
Mm-hmm.
And she offers you a little bag.
A bag?
Yeah, it's like a little leather pouch.
Oh, okay. I ask her,
Okay.
what is this for?
She just continues to hold it out. She does not answer.
Oh.
I take the pouch.
So inside the pouch, there are some little individually wrapped packets of what smell like they must be beef jerky or some kind of meat jerky.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple little, they're probably maybe like an inch in diameter. They look like they're little crystals.
Oh.
Cool.
So she gave us beef jerky? That's kind of nice of her.
And some crystals.
What's the crystals for?
Yep. So when you put your hand near the crystals, they kind of light up a little bit, and you want to touch them.
So Xy Faeth wants to touch the crystals.
Yeah.
Must touch crystal.
Do you touch them?
I touched the crystal.
So the moment you touch the crystal, it disappears in a flash of light, and you feel a bit stronger.
What the heck?
Energy buff.
There's 3 of them.
Okay. I grab one.
You too feel stronger.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like a real dragon.
I'm like,
So wait, are you admitting you're not a real dragon then?
I'm a dragon board, duh.
This is so sad.
I'm like,
I'm
hey,
a dragon board.
hey Xy Faeth, what happens if you touch the crystal again? Do you feel even stronger?
What if it cancels it out though, and like nothing happens?
It may also overload your body and kill you.
Xy Faeth, touch the crystal.
No.
Come on,
No.
do it for the kicks.
I mean, do it for the kid.
Do it for
No.
Hlan, your drinking buddy. Have I ever let you down? Don't answer that.
Without
I
a
mean,
list.
Como could also touch it again as well, because I mean he's already touched it.
Yeah, but then I would just be
If you're
sad.
so confident about this, then you do.
I never said I was confident. What if I explode?
What if you become a dragon though?
Yeah, what?
At least I'll draw more attention.
Dragon. Okay, aren't dragons supposed to be super powerful?
Yeah,
They're
but
like
I'm pretty
stronger than strong, right? So if you're already
Yeah.
stronger,
Well, the two of
and
them
you want to
are
get
arguing,
stronger
I
than
touched the
strong,
crystal.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure a dragon is much more noticeable than a dragonborn.
So you touch the crystal, and you feel stronger again.
Oh, so it's a double buff. Cool.
Nice.
You realize you don't have one now, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry.
All right. Making sure.
I was just curious to see what happened. Right.
Same.
This is far more rewarding than just becoming stronger.
Yeah, so there's only one way to go as far as through the sewer. So in this part, so
Okay. Oh wait. I guess I'll stay close to Como.
What? Why are you looking? Why are you behind me?
You're the big guy,
Fair
and you're the big guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
so just out of curiosity, what is going to be your strategy for getting through these sewers? Are you going to be trying to go quickly, trying to go as slow as possible, medium speed? How fast are you going to be taking this?
I vote medium speed because there could be traps down here, or some kind of creatures that we haven't seen before.
Well, you're taking points, so you get to decide the pace. So
Fine.
yeah, I'm good with whatever. Like, I don't know, we're underground. This feels home to me, except for the sewer smell. Kind of like the sewer smell. It feels home to me. So
Fine.
yeah. So if I guess Como, if you take point, then you decide which way and what pace.
I say we go medium speed.
Okay. Medium speed it is. Xy Faeth, did you want to add anything, or you're good?
Good.
Okay.
All right. So I would like you guys to make some perception checks, please.
Okay. I'm looking up our perception right now. +3.
$11.
Nice. I got a 19. Is Como rolling?
14.
Oh,
nice.
All right. So at first, the sewer goes quite a long ways forward as far as the main passageway.
Mm-hmm.
There are it's dry and there isn't any. It's not like you're walking down a waterway or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a grate that you're walking over top of, and you can hear water underneath.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of looks like it's flowing in different patterns, kind of that you're walking over channels that are going to the left and the right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
As you're walking along.
Mm-hmm.
But then it opens up into a large gallery area that you can see from the light that there is a lot of water in front of you. There's kind of a big open cavern with a roof probably 30 feet high.
Okay.
And there's a lot of looks like it's kind of like a reservoir. Yeah. And water is flowing out on on the right, you can hear like the sound of kind of like a waterfall.
Oh, okay.
So, but right before you actually enter this cavern, you do notice that there is Hlan specifically notices that there is a little strange-looking indentation in the left wall of the passageway that looks different than the regular kind of roughly hewn stone. Looks like there's a specifically intentionally carved indentation with some sort of strange symbols on it.
Okay. I'm like, oh, hey, what's this? And I describe the stone and the symbols. Does it look? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Does it look like it's like some kind of like, secret door mechanism, or?
It looks like it might be.
Okay.
It definitely looks like it's some sort of mechanism.
Okay.
So on this panel, excuse me, there's basically like a grid of 9 buttons. Kind of looks like an old-fashioned, like a keypad.
Sure.
But they're like very large, sturdy stone squares. And they have different symbols on them that are numbers, and they're written, thankfully, in what looks like dwarven runes.
Nice.
Great.
And they are the numbers 1 to 9.
Okay. They didn't mention anything about this thing.
Just even you notice that it looks pretty untouched.
Okay. I press the number 1.
So when you press it, you can only feel like the very slightest movement in it. Like there's just a very subtle click.
Yeah.
But nothing happens.
I press the number 2.
There's another click, but nothing happens.
3, 4.
So you press all those numbers.
Yes.
And there is a larger click, and nothing happens.
Okay. It doesn't reset or anything, right?
Well, you did note that there were essentially like 4 normal clicks.
Yeah.
And then after the 4th one, there was a larger click.
Okay. Does it look like any of the keypads were pressed more than usual? Or do they all look the same?
Can you do an investigation check, please?
Yeah. My investigation is... Oh, no. It's a +0. Yeah. Oh, 16. Better than I would have thought.
So, as far as you can tell, this hasn't been interacted with in an indeterminate amount of time that is a very, very long time.
Okay. That makes sense. And this is on the stone wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm like, I don't know what this does, but it looks like it's some kind of dwarven mechanism. I'll just put a mental note on it, and then maybe we can ask them later if we ever come by this way. Yeah, unless you guys have any insight on how to operate this thing.
Not really.
Okay. let's move on then.
So there's this large cavern.
Yeah.
In front of you is what looks like very fast flowing underground river, and there's a walkway on your side, and far to the left there's looks like there's a bridge that goes to the other side. Can you guys make a perception roll, please?
Sure. Whoa.
Oh man.
Did we? Oh, okay. You got a -2. We both rolled a 4. It's all up to you, Xy Faeth.
No pressure.
Oh yeah.
Good.
You're welcome.
So, Coleman and Hlan, the sound of the water is really just the only thing in your ears. There's a whole lot of rushing, and there's like water spraying up, and it's kind of making a mist that's hard to see through. But Xy Faeth, you definitely hear sort of the sound of an animal searching about, and it sounds like it's on the other side of this waterway. It's a bit too. Wait, actually, how far is Marcy? How far can Marcy in the dark?
Well, I have my torch out because.
Yep, same here.
But is it the regular dark vision is 60 foot?
How far is Oh, okay, yeah. You can. So with the torchlight, you can clearly see that there are some incredibly large rats on the other side of the causeway.
Exactly how big?
They look like Great Dane sized.
Those are big rats.
And they are currently haven't seemed to have noticed you. They're actually kind of dipping their heads carefully down into the water and appear to be taking a drink.
Wait. Are they the ROUSs?
Frankly, I don't think they exist.
So Xy Faeth's the only one that sees this right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Hlan and Como don't see this because we're too busy enamored by the water.
I shake both of them and tell them my insight.
And what's your insight?
Tell them how I see creatures across the waterway that don't seem to notice us.
I'm like, where?
I point across from our direction.
Where?
Wait, what?
You mean those rat guys over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we should hurt them. All right. Well, we came here to kill some rats, so let's go kill some rats.
Okay, so I guess I'll switch. I'll hold the torch in my secondary hand and equip my mace in my other one.
Okay.
For my great axe. For my great axe.
How far away are they, roughly?
So they're probably, the causeway's so the water is extremely wide, and they're probably, like, you guys are almost directly across from them. They're probably about 60 feet away.
Oh, okay.
Wait, say that again. How far?
They're 60. In order to actually get to them, you have to run 30 feet to the left, cross a 60-foot bridge, and then run back 30 feet in order to actually reach them.
Oh, crap.
I say, hold on, Como. I have a good idea. and then I cast a firebolt at it. at one of them.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I need to make a ranged spell attack.
So you can see 3 of them.
Sure, I'll target. I'll target the one that's closest to the bridge, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, that's my spell attack. 23.
Oh wow! Yeah. You definitely hit them.
Okay. And that's my damage. 3.
So the giant rat
Mhm.
kind of makes like a squeaking scream.
Mm.
And then all 3 of them look up at you quite suddenly as they have noticed you.
Yeah.
And they make a cheeping call. And then you hear an answering call coming farther down to the left.
Okay.
You hear the voices of a number more giant rats coming down from the left.
Okay.
And now it's time to roll for initiative.
Sure. Oh wait, hold on. That's not my total roll. I realized I have a bonus. I got a 15.
I got a 15 as well.
Nice. Xy Faeth gets to go first. Well, barring the rats, obviously.
Just a sec. I'm going to get out DM dice. I actually have dice in front of me, so I'm just going to use them. All right. So the first person to go will be Como. Do you have any modifier? Just out of curiosity.
For proficiency?
No, for initiative.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, just +2.
Yeah.
Okay. So Xy Faeth goes first.
Yes.
And then Hlan, how much was your modifier again?
Como and I have the exact same rolls.
Okay.
So I don't know. Como, do you want to go first, or do you want to go second? Or
Sure,
sorry,
I'll go first.
All right. So it'll be for our party. It'll go Xy Faeth, Como, and then Hlan.
Okay. And then I'll tell you when the rats go.
Sure.
So let's start with Xy Faeth.
Is Xy Faeth there still?
How far away are they from us?
They're 60 feet away.
The ones that we see, at least, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I moved 30 feet. And I
Which direction are you moving?
towards them.
So are you jumping into the river?
No.
So there's like a river. So we're in a giant room, right? And like a giant open area. And then there's like a fast flowing river in front of us. And then there's like there's like a bridge to our left. That's like 30 feet away. And the bridge.
I moved to the bridge.
Okay.
And then I cast Bardic Inspiration.
What does that do?
On
Como.
So that gives Como a D6.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't waste it. Don't.
Okay, so what next?
Oh, well, now it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
Como, it's your turn.
Okay, let's see. Well, I can only use the grass with 2 hands, so instead I think I'll try my javelin.
Okay.
Okay, so
Javelin. Let me just look up.
Javelin has range of 30 feet, I believe.
30 to 120.
Oh, okay.
So you can throw it, but it'll be as at disadvantage
Because
it's outside of
beyond 30 feet.
Yeah.
but the range is 30 to 120 feet.
No.
Yes. So the first range is what would be comfortable range. So up to 30, you're comfortable throwing it. Beyond that, you can throw it up to 120 feet, but that is a uncomfortable throw. It's difficult to throw it that far, and so it's less accurate. And so you have to throw it at a disadvantage if you're throwing it beyond 30.
Okay. Let me think. Okay, so it's too far. I guess I'll run towards the bridge as well.
Throw your javelin.
Okay,
Yeah, you can throw your javelin.
So if I'm at the bridge, how close am I to the rats now?
If you go to the bridge,
Yeah, if I run to the bridge, how far away am I from the rats?
so the rats were 60 feet away from you, and you ran 30 feet. So you've essentially made a right angle triangle, which I believe then the hypotenuse would be 90 feet.
That's correct.
Okay, that's still too far. That's all I'll do for now.
Really?
Well, there's not much else I can do. My poison breath will never reach that far.
Throw your javelin.
You can still throw your javelin at disadvantage.
Throw it.
But if I miss, won't that be a wasted roll?
Meh.
Fine, I'll do it.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I throw one of my javelins.
All right, so just roll 2 d20s, please.
Okay.
Roll d20 twice.
So it's 8, and then what's your attack bonus?
9. Attack bonus. Okay, for the javelin, it's
Should be strength.
strength. That my strength bonus is +4.
And then you do have proficiency in javelin, so
It'd be a +6.
it'd be +6. Yeah, that easily strikes the rat.
All right.
They're not. They don't have particularly. Rats are fast, but they're pretty dumb, and so even if they would have the ability to dodge attacks, they, due to their agility, they're not smart enough to dodge attacks.
Okay, so I managed to hit one.
Yeah. So roll your damage.
Okay.
Wow, that's nice damage.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah. So I'm assuming that you were aiming for the one that was closest to you.
Yes.
That's the one that did get hit before.
We'll call
but
him
yeah,
Lefty.
that javelin strike would have been enough to kill it on its own. It is the javelin goes right through it, and if it wasn't stone underneath, it definitely would have basically kind of made it a permanent fixture on the floor.
Wow, nice throw, Como.
Thank you.
The other rats now their angry chittering has become enraged chittering.
Oh no!
And then you can hear far off to the left, there is a extremely angry chittering that sounds a lot lower and louder than the other chitterings. So there's like, and then there's like, and it kind of has like almost like a bass, like bass boosted.
Yes. So what kind of music do you listen to? Oh, just bass boosted, rat.
Okay.
So now it's Lance's turn.
Yay. So there's 2 more rats. We don't see. So the base boosted rat. we don't see a base boosted rat from that side. We just see like something in the shadow is doing that. Is that correct?
Yeah, you think that it is beyond right now. That it is beyond torch reach.
Okay. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Another firebolt it is. I'll launch a firebolt at the rat that's the closest to us.
Okay. You're kind of, because you're still in the original spot, so they're kind of vaguely the same distance away from you.
Sure. I actually rolled an 8, so I actually missed.
Well, what's your modifier?
It's a +5, but I rolled a 3, and then 3 + 5 = 8.
Oh, yeah. You definitely missed. It scorches the wall behind the rat, and the one that you specifically targeted looks like it's eyeing you specifically.
Vendetta. And then I scurry over to to Como and Xy Faeth. Staying. So I'm a little bit concerned about the lower, deeper sound coming from the left-hand rat side, the one that we can't see. And this is coming from experience. In the Dwarven Mines, sometimes there would be like a brood mother rat that would be like a little bit more tougher than the other ones, and I was not particularly good at melee combat, so I'd like to just kind of hide behind them a little bit, to make sure that I'm not in the direct line of fire when and if this thing is one of those. So I'll scurry over behind Como. And
do you explain all that as you're scurrying?
No, I'm thinking that as I'm scurrying. I'm like, oh man.
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe I should say something like, I'm like, hey guys, that big sound on the left, that might be the mama rat, and they're a little bit more vicious than these other ones, by the way. So just watch out. And
so it is now the restaurant, and so the rats that were on the edge on the other side of the thing, the two remaining ones, they actually jump into the water and begin swimming across to your guys' side. And they make it about halfway.
I'm like, I don't remember the rats swimming in Dwarven Mines. But then again, we didn't really have rivers like this.
So on the other side, so you guys are looking across the bridge at this point. And you can see 3 more giant rats are running down the other side of the thing, and they run to the other side of the bridge, and they are now across the bridge from you.
Gotcha.
And they are angrily chittering at you. And then you hear the louder chittering sound is now quite clearly coming from your side of the river, farther down to the left of where you are. So it does look like the rats are actually trying to surround you. So you can hear the sound of chittering, and there is a heavy clawed feet are approaching you. And even though it's pretty dark and the torch only gives off 40 feet of light, you can actually see this super giant rat kind of before it comes. It looks a little different than what you would imagine a rat brood mother looking like.
What do you mean different?
So this giant rat is probably about the same height at the shoulder as maybe like a draft horse, like the kind of horse that pulls huge wagons and things. So it's probably at the shoulder, it's probably like 8 feet tall. And the reason why you can see it coming is you can see that there is a light in its eyes that burns with malicious intent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the light, which is reddish in tinge, is almost like you can see it as like it's almost a physical fire
Mm-hmm.
that is kind of coming out of the rat's eyes, and its fur looks almost obsidian black, and it's shimmering in the light of its eyes, and it kind of has the appearance of looking very sharp. Even its fur looks sharp, and that is about 30 feet away from you now. Now it is in the dim light of the torch, and Xy Faeth, you are able to get a good look at it now, as you do have 60 feet of dark vision. And you see a huge, incredibly angry giant rat of some type that appears to be empowered in some way.
Has some type of magic, per se, perhaps.
I don't know. Xy, your turn.
Detect magic.
You want to detect magic?
Yeah.
So let me just see 5e detect magic. Detect magic. I don't know if it's like the same as the other ones where you concentrate it for multiple turns and it gives you more information.
It is concentration based, yes. So you would detect magic, like you detect the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
If you sense it, you can see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and you learn at school of magic, if any. You can see a faint outline around this incredibly giant rat. And it looks like it's some sort of it has some sort of transmutation style magic buff on
it. I tell the others that we're reversing a wizard rat thing.
That makes it worse. Okay.
Are any of her little minions near me, like super close?
The closest ones to you are 30 feet away.
I move closer to them. I move so that I'm 15 feet in towards them.
All right, so that would be you'd be crossing the bridge.
And cast Hlandur.
What?
Okay, so as you're crossing the bridge, I would like you to do a perception roll, please.
Fruit.
All right, so the bridge is wooden and very old, and some of it is actually crumbling, and you are not really paying attention quite enough to catch which part of it is crumbling. So you actually end up stepping in the crumbling portion of the bridge. Can you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Hopefully you don't roll a 5.
I would also appreciate if that didn't happen. 10.
So you still you're still not really quick enough to move to a different spot, and you can feel some boards begin to give way, but then you remember that you weigh almost nothing, and the boards they kind of crack a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but you're not actually heavy enough to break them all the way.
Guys, don't cross the bridge. Dangerous.
I feel like Como should watch out at this point. Okay.
I mean, they could probably technically cross the bridge if they are more careful.
Excuse me.
But yeah, you're 15 feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Cast Thunderwave.
Yeah. Oh, you cast Thunderwave?
Uh-huh.
Wait, you can't do that though, right? You already cast a
And?
spell.
Oh wait, no, I already moved. All right, might be.
Yeah, you did already cast a spell. So
You saw 15 feet left. Did you want to move back away from the bridge?
Yes.
Okay. So you're back to where we're at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How's your little adventure?
No.
all right, Como.
Okay, so let me see here.
30
Okay,
feet away from you, to the left, big rat. 30 feet away from you, across the bridge, 3 rats.
Okay, is Xy Faeth in any trouble?
No, she's standing beside you.
Oh,
She's standing
shucks.
beside you.
Thanks, friend.
Okay, let me see here. What the heck? I've got 3 more. I'll throw another javelin.
At who?
So you said to the left there's a rat mother and some of her minions?
To the left, it's just the giant. It's the superpowered giant rat.
Okay, so far the mother rat, she's just eyeing us, right? Attacking?
No, she's definitely, she or he, I didn't actually specify gender yet.
Said it was a mother.
I never said that.
I said that.
They are charging at you.
Okay, gotta take care of it. Okay, so if it's 30 feet away from me, I'll throw one of my javelins at it. So I'll just roll this.
Okay.
19.
Nice roll.
Okay, so does the the 6 dice roll, wear off? Is it worn off?
10 minutes, mate. Got 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that is fine. Just 1 second. Just want to see something.
You didn't even add your attack bonus, right? So it'd be a roll of 25.
Oh yeah, there's no way that it didn't miss, or I mean, didn't hit. Rather, sorry.
Okay then.
Roll your damage.
All right. Not bad.
7.
How much was it?
7.
So you throw your spear at it, or your javelin rather.
Yeah.
And it strikes it, and it looks like it's going to do a lot of damage. But then it seems like it only really nicks it with the tip. It kind of, actually you can't really see it, but Xy Faeth, you notice that, you can see it, but it's kind of dim. It's hard to see what happened, but you can see that the fur kind of glints.
Oh, cool.
And it almost seems to deflect the missile away from it. So it takes less damage than it would have.
Oh, great.
So it can't completely defend itself, but it can negate. Okay.
Okay, so piercing weapons, not a good idea. to know.
Projectiles, I guess, in general, because it can just deflect it.
Okay, well, that's all I can do. Does it look at all wounded?
You can't really see. It probably is a little tiny bit.
Oh, great.
It is Hlan's turn.
So I'm gonna do two things. So I'm gonna quick cast. I'm gonna quick cast Mage Armor on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whenever I do that, I gotta roll this. Okay, we're safe. And then I will also cast. So I use my quick and spell ability, and then I will also cast. I guess I'll cast a firebolt at the big rat.
Okay.
At the one that I have labeled Mama Rat. So does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
Okay. So my firebolt goes.
So your magic firebolt, as it's going towards it, you can feel that your concentration on it, like you're aiming at it, is almost disrupted by its gaze. And as your finger is pointing towards it, your fingers almost kind of end up against your will pointing slightly above it. And the firebolt sails harmlessly over its head.
Oh, this thing's got some mind control powers. All right, watch out. This thing looks like it's not a normal rat at all. And I kind of nestle myself between Como and Xy Faeth.
All right. Then it is Rat's turn. So the rats that are swimming through the water make it through to the other side and exit 30 feet away from you on that side. The rats that are across the bridge run across the bridge, and I'm assuming then that Como would be the person that they make contact with. So they are going to attack Como.
Bring it on, you ugly freak.
Just a sec. So they roll. Okay, that won't hit. Okay, we do have 120. I'm pretty sure that hits your armor.
All right.
And 122. So take 8 points of damage, please.
Okay, 8. Okay. All you got?
And then the giant rat lumbers up and is going to. So you guys are kind of in a little group here.
Clump.
In a clump. As it gets closer, its strange obsidian-like fur appears to suddenly lengthen, like rapidly lengthen out like a kind of like in a whip-like motion.
Oh, great.
Almost like its fur is like a living, independent being outside of itself. And it kind of whips around and slashes in a wide swath and tries to hit all three of you. So could you all make reflex saves, please?
Sure thing. Or a
reflex. Which one
dexterity
would that
save,
be?
right?
Yes, sorry, dexterity saves.
13.
Ooh, I got a 13 too.
20.
Oh, Como did well.
So Como, you managed to kind of like do crazy Matrix lean back and manage to completely avoid the attack. But the other two, unfortunately, though they tried so hard and got so far, in the end, it didn't really matter. So they unfortunately take damage.
Mm-hmm.
Where is my dice? Where is my dice? And they take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And as you feel these, so it looks, again, it still kind of looks like it's flowing like fur, but when it strikes you, it is sharp as blades, and it easily slashes through cloth and tears into your flesh. And as it does, for the moment that it contacts you, you can hear in your head, in your mind, the chittering of the rat, not just outside but also in your head, and you can feel the translation of hunger, 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 hunger.
Guys, I think they're hungry.
And that's where we're going to have to end for today.
Okay. Just when it was getting good.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We've been Fork and Ghost. They've been Cinabean and Oakthree. Please join us again next week for more adventures in the world of Firelight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.